Sometimes lessons can get expensive. That's nearly a firing offense. Yeah, exactly. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this cut? Unfortunately, it's on an 8-foot log too, so I really can't do much about it. Y'all tell me what they did wrong, what the logger did wrong, or let me rephrase that, the person who cut the log did. I'm not a professional logger, I'm a professional sawmiller. However, it doesn't take a professional logger to know when, as a sawmiller, I get a log I don't like or I see a mistake. No different than I don't need to be a professional chef to know that that piece of chicken I just ate was rancid. It's typical of a cut that a pro logger, a professional logger, will not make on walnut. So either way, I don't really care what the reason is. What I do know is somebody butchered up an 8-foot log, and the good news is I didn't pay full price for it, because somebody butchered up an 8-foot walnut log, which should have brought them a lot more money. But it didn't, because they made a bad cut. So let's talk about it real quick. Typically, you put an angle cut, a horizontal cut, you pull that piece out, you go to the back side, and then you make your back cut, and the tree falls. You can watch thousands of YouTube videos on how to do that. And the problem is, when you get to a sawmiller like me, the first thing I notice is the opening cut is up the log. That means when you look at it from this side, look how much wood is being lost. That's a complete waste. If you're going to be cutting your own logs, and they're high-value walnut logs, you need to change your technique. Say this is the stump and this is the stem that you want to sell. You don't make your opening cut up the stem and then make your flat cut there, simply because when you do that, you're wasting all that log just like that. Basically what you want to do is make your up cut here, your flat cut there, and then your back cut there, and that way when you're done, you'll have a flat end of the log. Okay guys, no joking here. Felling trees is dangerous, more than I care to admit. I've had my helmet whacked off my head, my face hammered, and more than one scar on my arms and my legs added to my collection. I have much respect for the profession of logging and professional loggers and arborists. It's very dangerous, and I have some that I have employed in the past that have been injured, some severely. I once saw a professional logger supervisor come unglued when he saw one of his loggers cutting a walnut log like that. I mean, just look at the waste. Should have come in up, horizontal cut, back cut, drop the tree. Everybody's happy, including me. I'm not dogging anybody too much, because I didn't have to pay full value for the log. Sometimes lessons can get expensive. And I mentioned that this log was cut incorrectly, and I think I just pissed the guy off. I don't know, not my problem. If somebody's gonna go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy 8-foot 2x4, they kind of want it at least 8 foot long. They're not gonna buy one that's 7. So I didn't scale this log as an 8-footer. I don't do odd numbers. I don't do 7 foot or 11 foot. You know, I do 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's pretty standard. The problem with it, of course, is it greatly limits how I can saw this log up. Now, I'm doing live edge slabs, so it's not like it's rocket science or anything. And I'm just gonna orient this guy up here, start taking slab.
Oops. Oops.
So the reality is, if you're just cutting trees and you're not really trying to sell the logs or get maximum yield out of them, you can do your opening with the cut starting high and then going in at horizontal. Just realize you're losing that much log. Typically though, on walnut, that's nearly a firing offense. It needs to be flat and go down. And that way when you do your back cut, that end of the log is flat or nearly flat. A minimum of trimming at most, a maximum of yield. I'm not saying you have to do it, but if you're trying to sell the logs to a professional sawmiller, that's something we look for, and you will lose money. I'll try to at least get 2 good ones out of this. That's pretty close. I can eyeball that. So there's going to be 2 slabs right here. Going to be a good wide one here, and I'm not in the pit yet, which is good. Open up the clamp, get the chain turner, rotate her over, let her set down, take it out a little bit. You know, set my pattern, the pattern too, which is 2 3/8. Oh, there's a little stress on that one. I guess everybody's stressed these days. Let's get that one off of here. Too fast, running out of horsepower. All right, that's what that one looks like. Well, real life intrudes. We got to plane some lumber real fast, so. It's not a lot of lumber, but it's hand flattened by Martha on the facer. Now we got to plane it real quick. Let's knock this out. Got to remember, we are a real sawmill, so I like making videos, but this is real life. Set the thickness. Set the bottom head depth. Bottom cutter on. Top cutter. Feed rate. Well, Martha's already flattened these on her facer. Put my glasses on. So all we're doing now is touching up the bottom one more time on the flattening planer, and then we're thicknessing the top. Right there. Nice walnut. Pretty one. Nice. She likes to arrange them, organize them as we're doing it, so I wait on her. so I don't have them drop on the floor. For this planer, this is pretty much running almost dead slow. So these boards are going to be S4S, surface force size, but they're incredibly flat. I mean, that's what all this equipment's for. So a short flat board sells really well. Even little guys like this. I'm gonna let her catch back up again. Get everything arranged. These shorter boards are kind of a little more difficult to stack, so you kind of got to set things up over there. The cool thing about these big planers is there's almost no snipe at all. Where a lot of the homeowner planers, you'll get snipe or, you know, a cutout on the end of every board. These don't do that. I can hear I got one dull cutter in there screaming. Pretty looking wood. So basically this machine prints us money. $20, $20, $20, $20. A lot of 20s there. Got done pretty quick. Turn everything off. We got everything from charcuterie boards to shorts, even some olive wood right there. Mediterranean olive wood. And the key is, the reason people buy these boards is, I mean, look how flat they are right here. I mean, these are just perfect. As a matter of fact, when you pull up on them, they actually have a suction. I mean, they plop. Those are flat. So I have some pretty heavy duty equipment. I didn't buy this to be heavy duty. You can't drive your tractor on your lawn and spread fertilizer. I just didn't realize that when I bought this one, it was really a zero duty. I'm gonna try to cobble pieces from that one to fix this one. Since the new one, the wheel fell off and the bearing came out and landed in the yard somewhere, and I never did find it. So I was able to take the bearing off that one. That's why it's all rusted and messed up. The locking lever doesn't lock anything. I mean, I guess besides the bearing falling out, the wheel coming off, the gate not staying open, it's a good one. Oh, pieces flying everywhere. Let's just grind it into the concrete. Alrighty, I think we're done. Thanks for visiting our sawmill. Click on the links above to see more of our videos.